It's called the Coma Test. And I know in this day and age, anything that sounds medical or anything else, we just like cringe about what now, right? So, a little backstory on this. I leave my car auction this morning, and I'm starving. So I find, I'm like, I really want an avocado toast or something healthy. So I find this new bowl place, like right by the car auction. So I call in and order. I'm like, oh, cool. I go there and I'm eating, and I get on the highway, and, I'm having this smoothie and this avocado toast, and it's pretty good. And it dawned on me. I thought, a lot of people think they can't eat right being on the road or something like that. And this is not about food today. It's about something way cooler. I mean, food's cool too, but I was like, but I have a choice. I'm living this life that I have, and I love it most of the time. I mean, we have some ups and downs and challenges, but I'm going, I have the choice to do this, and the knowledge, and I get to make a good choice, and I'm enjoying it. The thing was, I knew I was eating something healthy, but I was excited because, I really enjoy this. I wouldn't have wanted a Burger King or a Wendy's or a McDonald's or a Taco Hell instead. I didn't sit there and go, oh, I'm eating tofu. I was like, oh, I'm really enjoying this. This is delicious. I'm so glad I've been able to design my life to be able to do stuff like that, right? And then it hit me, this concept. I was like, what if this isn't my life and I've been in a coma? And go, wow, it was a fabulous 2 years of my life in my head, and oh no, now I'm back to reality. Or would I wake up and go, oh my God, thank God I'm out of that life and I can go back to my life? Like the difference of it being a nightmare or a really pleasant dream, right? And I thought, wow, that could be really useful in coaching. And this might be a little skewed on your answers because the past 2 years have been a little bit different than most people's 2 years of lives if we asked this 5 years ago, 10 years ago, etc. But, it's been some tough times, so you might look at it differently. But honestly, going from your heart and who you are and what you do and what you feel daily, if you woke up today, tomorrow, and found out you were in a coma for the last 2 years and everything you've done, said, been, felt, eaten, played, checked out, experienced was all just either a dream or a nightmare, depending on the way you look at it, what would you say if you woke up tomorrow morning and I was standing there and you were like, where am I? And I'm like, you're in a hospital, you've been in a coma for 2 years. Would you say, oh, thank God? Number one, I'm sure you'd say, thank God I'm alive, but would you say, oh, thank God I'm out of that nightmare I've been living and that feeling of helplessness, or I didn't like my life, or I hated my job, or I hate my spouse, or, my life is so miserable, I haven't accomplished anything, or I feel there's so much more I haven't done? Or would you wake up and go, oh, wow, that was the most amazing 2 years of my life. I was doing the business I wanted. I was enjoying my relationships the way I wanted to. I was eating stuff that I enjoyed and was healthy. My body was the best it's ever been. Oh wow, I want that life that I was dreaming while I was gone. Or again, would you wake up and go, whoa, that was our absolute nightmare, and I was so useless and couldn't get out of my own way, and I was living a life of collecting a government check instead of running my beautiful business and my passion? Or do you wake up and go, oh wow, and that extended dream I had, the beautiful wife, the life, the husband, the spouse, the kids, the whatever, whoever you are, boy, girl, depending on how you're going to answer that, what would you wake up saying? So I'm not saying that you've been in a coma for 2 years. What I am saying is the past 2 years of your life, have you done the things you wanted to do? Have you learned, experienced? Have you been passionate about your business, your relationships, your job if you work for somebody else? Has your body deteriorated in a 2-year period, or has it gotten stronger and healthier? What has your last 2 years been? Would it be, if you woke up from a coma today, would you consider your last 2 years of your life a nightmare? Would you consider that you didn't live it the way you would want to? Or would you consider that you're living the life that you dream of? And you may be somewhere in between. You might be going, well, I got a good life, but I want better. That's okay. You're always going to want better, for sure. But my question is, the last 2 years, what would be your description of it if you woke up and found out that that was all a dream or a nightmare, however you want to term it? Would you have changed it? Would you have done something different? Maybe somebody you cared about you would have lost in that 2-year period that you've been meaning to reach out to. Or something like that, where you go, hey, you know what? I've got some things I need to do. I've got some better things. I've got some real aspirations, some goals, some contributions I want to make to the world. Or are you already doing that? And you're going, yeah, this is awesome. I love my life. Do you love your life, or is it a nightmare? Is it the dream that you'd want to, let's take it on an easier context of, at night you go to bed and you have a nightmare and you wake up and go, oh my God, thank God that hasn't happened. Thank God that's not, I didn't lose everything or lose a loved one or da-da-da-da. And that would be the nightmare if you ever woken up and gone, damn, I want to go back to sleep. I was living the life in that dream. Oh my God, it was so amazing. That's the life I really want. The waking up's the real nightmare. So I just love it because it gives me a new coaching tool. Now, I did this live earlier, and my Bluetooth microphone thing was picked up horrendous amount of background noise. So I still think your first take is always your best take, but I wanted to really share this with you so you could hear it, because if you hear over the whole thing, it kind of takes away the effect. But I call it the Coma Test. If you woke up from a coma and you realize that the past X amount of years of your life was just a dream, how would you feel about it? Because I'm comparing that to your real life. Obviously, we're not waking up from a coma, so this has been your real life. But are you happy with it? Has it been a nightmare? Has it been fantastic? Has it been growth and contribution? Or has it been self-hate and loathing and poor me and wah, wah, wah? Are you doing your dream job? Or are you sitting on unemployment? Shame on you if you are. Get out there and work. We got to contribute. We got to grow. You can't do that sitting there collecting an unemployment check, okay? So if that's been your life for 2 years, I guarantee you that's not the real life that you want, right? So, and if you've been working through this and it's been tough, but you've really grown as a person and you've decided in your heart how amazing things are, the easiest time in human history right now, between the COVID and the murder hornets and the politics and the fraudulent things going on, the games being not working. Yeah, this could be some trying times, but there are people that are shining. So funny, a friend of mine said to me this morning, something kind of disturbed me, and I made a comment to him. I was like, oh, here we go again. He said, you know what? He said, I'm not going to let anything ruin my day. This is my day and I'm going to live it. And I was like, oh, how freaking profound is that? And it turned me around and it put me in a state to, go have this idea, because instead of finishing up in a mood because of negativity, I finished up in a, hey, you know what? You're right. Why are we going to let something ruin a day? A day is so precious because there's people that didn't get today and there's people that might not get tomorrow. And I hate to say it, that could be one of us. It could be one of us watching, could be me, could be any of us, God willing. No, and I don't think we're going anywhere today. But, are you living that life? Basically, I guess the question is, the past 2 years, 10 years, 2 months, whatever it is, I use the 2-year thing just as a point marker. Are you living the life that you want and deserve and love? Are you doing something great? Or are you going, I should, or someday I will, or, oh, my life is so bad, and poor me, and victim, or are you a victor? Okay? You want to be a victim, or do you want to be a victor in this world? All right, come out a victor. It doesn't mean things are easy. This means that you take any given situation and you make it the best that it is. I mean, seriously, people all the time, I talk to coach people, I'm getting divorced. Really? So have you given it all, your all? Well, yeah, kind of, whatever. Her, or him, blah, 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 blah. There's one thing I'm going to guarantee you're going to take on to the next relationship. And you're thinking baggage. No, you're going to take you into the next relationship. If you can honestly say that you had nothing to do at the end of the previous relationship, great. That'd be the biggest lie in the world. Everything takes two. Now, sometimes there's extenuating circumstances and somebody's horribly abusive and that nobody deserves to be abused or harmed and all that. Not saying that's the case. You were beaten or abused. But keep in mind, you're going to take you no matter what into the next relationship. So if you have a failed relationship, a failed business, anything else, remember, you're going to take you into the next relationship, next business, next job. If you got fired, maybe your boss was a jerk, but maybe you had some play in that, I'm sure, because going into the next job, even if you don't want to admit that you had some play in that, maybe you'll find a job where you don't feel the boss is a jerk. Because let me tell you something, sometimes one person feels that this particular boss is a jerk, and other people absolutely love that boss. So it's still the same boss. So you've got to realize you're going to take you everywhere you go. So once again, recap. If you woke up from a coma, a dream, a night's sleep, and you feel like, oh my God, I'm out of that nightmare, I'm going, you haven't been living the life you do something to change it. Do something to transform it. Get some coaching, step up and rock. So this was a little different version of the original one I recorded. So if I can get somebody to come in and pull out the background noise, or I can use my software to do that, I'll keep the original one up for you. Watch it. It was awesome. But I wanted to deliver this to you guys. This is important stuff. This is life. We only get one of them. There's no second time. This isn't a dress rehearsal. If you're not living the life you want, deserve, and absolutely would make you feel like $1 million a day, you ready to step up? Awesome. Live with faith, energy,